whatever it is, they have doctors still doing things.
I wanted to clarify about what I'm trying to clarify about money making and the institution that we're in that limits our perception to some things about life itself. Have you ever worried about something, which we do? We worry about our own death, right? Death is the big concern. Usually, that's kind of in the background, but not really. That's the narcissist's concern. What the main thing is too, really, we need to be something. We want to really you should have your ideas being able to expand out and make a difference. And maybe but most people don't do that. So um, but there sure is a lot of noise going on. It's like, well, why? But what is going on though? If it's not going on, Shauna, what is all of that noise? You go to the on the edge of the mountainside and you see this shimmering and ever expanding, shimmering cities, which are crap, by the way. Um, just going on, and right now I'm looking at. I live in America. I can't imagine what the East Coast is suffering. How old it is. The only thing good about it is that they don't know what kind of cement was used for the city style streets and buildings. It's the same with my old city that I was originally born near and reared there, city of Whittier, uptown. The buildings were built in the 1880s, and um, the cement there, people don't know it and contemplate it, but I remember looking at it when I was a kid. I'm running my hand along it, and I'm like, God, this stuff is amazing. It's unlike anything I'm seeing today as a kid. Of course, this is like 100 years later that you don't find the same materials that say. I'm sure that they built places like New Jersey and the East Coast. Um, and then so there's that, and then of course there's I'm telling you, there's a different cement. It's a mixture that it's just not being used and it's not known. I mean, I'm sure it's like privately owned and known, that particular patent of cement. Um, so then we have that, but then we can see like literal cinder blocks, blocks full of cinder boxes. Just houses that were built really beautifully, by the way, at that point. Throughout the 20s, um, people were really healthy. The men were really healthy. So were the men. They had this idea of being free. I mean, there was a lot of jargon about that, and they were building until they couldn't build anymore, really, until what would happen. I mean, everything's built up, and then now what? With all of the expansion of human human bodies being born into existence and needing something to do, um, all of that is taken care of with the building and stuff. But now we have to take care of it and run the life of just being in there. It's a movie. I'm just running through it now for us all. Now we're in the 60s, and the movie goes that we think we have control over any of this, as far as how Woodstock uh, developed and came to be, which is just a polarization of, the government is saying, well, yeah, you guys can do that while we run our war, and we are actually manufacturing that polarity as a huge distraction and an insult to the other people who are like, excuse me, what is going on here? Like, what is really going on here? Fuck your hippie scene and fuck your soldier scene over there. And just because you have long hair doesn't mean you're a hippie. Hi, Jesus. Oh, is that what the thing was? It's just hang all the hippies. Yeah, right. I guess so. We can go ahead and associate it with that, but there's a reason to have long hair. Only, only shamans would tell you, I think. And um, so anyway, let's get back to working for the establishment and not knowing anything else is brutal. You know, we get to a boiling point of that, which is like somebody's idea, which is not really in favor of if there was a potential of the human organism or any of the life on Earth. You know what I mean? It just looks like, uh, you know, technically it just all disappears, like I said. But there's some things, you know, that we are observing. It's like, oh, the reason why that mountain over there, that people, whenever they go into that mountain, it's weird looking. It's a weird looking globular kind of mountain. People are attracted to it, and they go and they climb on it, and they spend a night there or whatever. But then they go away from it, and then they get sick. Everybody does that who goes to that mountain. Well, it's because that's an old burial site of toxic waste from whatever civilization was there, that we don't have a trace of it now, and not even a treaty that says don't go there. But it's like, kind of figure it out. I mean, you can say it's a mystical ooh about that mountain, but no, that's just a pile of rubble that they didn't remind the public. You know, we have pile of rubble now, like such as what goes on in Chernobyl, other places, and Japan, where it's like, um, if anybody was wise, I mean, intergalactically, it's there. It's like, well, that region right there is toxic. We have to see what the aquatic life is up to, and like what so-called evolution goes on there with that. You know, they'll just call it evolution down here. Like, you know, we've always had three-headed sharks in this area because of the. They'll just make something up, and I was like, yeah, that's what they do. Just make up some agent, and that's why you're always sick. It's not because of that. It's because of this, and. Uh, no, but if we didn't keep records, it says, in fact, you can't live here at all. Um, Not for 10,000 years. Keep this piece of paper about that. Here, let me look at this. Here, pass that down. Be good little people.